And welcome in, everybody. This is Pucks from the Pine Tree Pod. My name is Benjamin Kennedy. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great weekend out there. Uh, Rainy one out here today, here in southern Maine. So, it's a great day to sit inside and talk about hockey. Why not? Why not? Um, I am testing some new software today for the podcast, continuing to work on just improving this audio and the video quality here. So thank you all for your patience. Going to continue to work to make small improvements and some small additions along the way. And a big thank you to my friend Edgar Miller for the IT help here over the past couple days. It is appreciated. Going to talk a little bit about UMaine today. They did just a couple of days ago announce their 2024-2025 schedule. We have a 34 game slate for you guys for the Black Bears starting on October 5th against American International. Uh, BC, they'll be playing BC down there at Chestnut Hill on November 8th and 9th. Always really fun games against those boys. And then the BU Terriers will be back up at the Alfond Arena the next week on November 15th and 16th. Then UMaine will be traveling down to UNH to play the Wildcats in their border battle game there on November 22nd. So all nice big rivalry games for the UMaine Black Bears. Should be a lot of fun. They do have one date in Portland where they're playing Bentley on December 29th, so right around Christmas time. They're at the Cross Arena. They're downtown. And then finally, as the calendar turns to January, on January 3rd and 4th, we have the defending national champions, University of Denver, coming in to play the Black Bears. So those should be really, really entertaining games. Also, out of UMaine this week, we did have the announcement of 7 Black Bears being named to the AHCA All American Scholars Program. To qualify for this program, a student athlete must maintain a 3.75 GPA each semester and have to appear in 40% of the team's games. So, good job to these guys. Luke Ananachi, David Brazil, Thomas Friel, Brandon Holt, Liam Laskowski, Parker Lindor, and Victor Osman all winning that award. So, congrats to you boys. Great to see all the achievements and excellence both on and off the ice. And yeah, good on you guys. Good on you guys. We do have a minor trade to talk about today between Nashville and San Jose. The Nashville Predators are acquiring forward Ozzy Weisblatt, a 22-year-old, played in 50 games last year in the AHL, had 4 goals, 13 assists for 17 points. And in exchange, San Jose is getting Igor and I'm going to mispronounce this, Afanyesev. I completely butchered that, guys. I'm not going to try it again because it's not going to be any better. But 23-year-old forward did have really good numbers in the AHL, 27 goals and 27 assists for 54 points in 56 games. So, again, minor trade. We'll see what happens there. Out of LA, the Kings have re-signed center Alex Turcotte. 23-year-old signs a 3-year contract for $775,000 per season. He was a first-round pick back in 2019. He did play 20 games for the Kings this year, had a goal and 3 assists for 4 points. Spent the bulk of his season down in Ontario in the AHL, where he appeared in 35 games, 10 goals, 19 assists for 29 points. A couple other signings to talk about from over the past couple of days. Carolina's Ty Smith does re-sign with the organization. 24-year-old defenseman. He was picked up in the Jake Gensel trade with Pittsburgh. Signs a 1-year, $775,000 contract. He was a former first-round pick back in 2018 of the New Jersey Devils. Played in 63 games in Scranton Wilkes-Barre for Pittsburgh this year. 9 goals, 34 assists for 43 points. And out of Boston, Ian Mitchell, defenseman, 25 years old, does re-sign today. It's a 1-year, 2-way contract worth $775,000. Depth signing, did play a few games for Boston this year, appeared in 13 games, had a couple assists, spent most of his season down in Providence, where he appeared in 42 games, 6 goals, 18 assists for 24 points. I thought he at times looked, okay up here in Boston as a third pairing type of guy. My guess is that he'll probably get a couple of cups of coffee with the Bruins, but most likely will be just mostly a depth kind of defenseman and will spend most of that time down in Providence. I'm wearing the Philadelphia hat today because we have some big news coming out of Russia. Their seventh overall draft pick last year, Mateev Michkov, is apparently making his way over here to the United States to play for Philadelphia next season. He was drafted last year, like I said, number 7. Kind of fell in the draft a little bit just because of his status uh, there with the KHL. At the time of the draft, all indications were he had 3 years left before he could come over to the States. So this is a little bit of news that he is figuring out a way to get over here now. There's going to be more news around this. Elliot Friedman, Jeff Merrick are both all over this story. So we'll see what happens. The KHL, for those that are not aware, it's a pretty good brand of hockey. It's, I would say, probably on par, maybe a half step above the AHL. A lot of NHL players have gone through that program over there. A lot of course, the Russian players. But he played 48 games over there in the KHL. He had 19 goals for 22 assists, 41 points, and has just a ton of offensive ability. Philadelphia should be really excited if he's able to make it over here. Based on how Philly played last year, they really took a couple of big steps forward, and he could really add some nice energy and juice to that offense. So we will see. More to come there, guys. Of course, we're getting ready for tomorrow night. Last game of the year, Game 7. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a classic. This series has been so much fun, especially after it got to a Game 5 where it just wasn't a sweep by Florida. Great to see how Edmonton's battled back to really make this a series. Um, so it should be a lot of fun tomorrow night. When we look back over the last 3 times we've had a Game 7 in the Cup final, it has not gone well for the home team. This could be a little bit of a bad omen if you're a Panthers fan. Uh, Back in 2019, we had a Game 7 at the Garden in Boston, and St. Louis took that one 4-1. 2011, in Vancouver, the Boston Bruins beating the Canucks 4-0. And in 2009, Pittsburgh in Detroit, 2-1 victory. Yeah, not a great omen if you're a Panthers fan. Edmonton has all the momentum right now. Florida, like I said in the last video, they looked kind of shell shocked after Game 6. Should be just so many storylines coming out of this one. I want an overtime. Like I said, I'm really hoping for an overtime game there tomorrow night. But we'll see how all that goes. Um, Again, that's what I have today. I'll be back if there's more news to discuss as news breaks around the league. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.